What's up, guys? It's JaCrispyDDS. This is, I guess, technically speaking, the second episode of Shit Talking with JaCrispy.
Oh, damn.
Like, I don't know how many people saw the first one. I did like an International Women's Day episode. You never saw that video?
You have to send me that link.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you that.
I want to hear that.
It's a crazy idea for a show.
Let's just talk shit.
I mean, honestly.
I fuck with that. You know, everybody kind of feels guilty about talking shit. But, you know, we still do it.
Exactly.
So, I fuck with this.
Like, we live in a day and age where we need to talk shit, because there's so much shit going on.
Oh, no shit.
Before we get into it, let me introduce today's guest, the beautiful, the talented Alexia.
Hello.
In case you guys, want to have like some sort of visual of Lexi, I'm sure I'll put a photo somewhere in a corner. Of course.
Follow my Insta.
Yeah, I have an Instagram tag in like the description.
Alexia.Kira.
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 Yes. Okay.
That's ALEXIA.KIRA. See how I did that? See how I did that advertisement right there? Y'all want some artwork? I got you.
Girl, you better plug lessons. Yourself.
Y'all want some guitar lessons? I charge $10 an hour. I'm in Chicago.
Reminds me, I still gotta hit you up on it. I'm here every Monday and Wednesday watching her cute little dog Chi Chi.
Bitch ass dog. What you mean? We talking shit. She a bitch. I love her and I hate her. You know how dogs are.
Yeah, dogs doing dog shit. But the thing I really want to do with like shit talking outside of talking shit is just talking to Chicago artists, just getting some info on creatives, see what's going on in their lives, what they're doing, because I have like so many talented friends and I'm always seeing shit on Facebook and Instagram and I'm like, I should share this. I don't, because I'm a shit that don't really like social media like that, but I figured this like interview or podcast type of style would work.
Yeah, I just feel like our generation is probably forced to be in social media, and I'm like, I don't want to.
It's really hard especially when you're an artist, because like how else are you gonna market yourself?
Right.
Outside of performing on the Jackson Redline stuff. Which one of these days?
Or on State Street.
Yeah, I definitely one day want to find that pastor that always tells people to go into hell and do a sketch. I have like two different ideas. I
remember I was walking down from class, or was walking to Blick, and he was down the street, he had his little megaphone on the side, he was just like, you! Point this dead ass in my face. You are gonna go to hell! And I was like, wait a minute, back up. I'm just trying to buy a canvas.
Whenever somebody walks past them, they automatically are going to hell for something.
Yeah. I told you we had somebody like that in front of my job.
Maybe.
Tell me again. Anti-abortion protester decided, keep in mind I work at a high school. I was going home. And I looked at him, I was like, wait a minute, since when the heck did they start protesting in front of high schools? You see them usually in front of Parenthood, maybe a courthouse, or you know what I mean? Like, but I was like, a high school? Can you go home? And this was right before the polar vortex too, so I was over here like, it's cold.
Ooh, like what? This was like a day or like a couple days.
This was that Friday, and he was there that Monday before the polar vortex, and I was like,
my nigga, why?
Too cold for this.
Why?
Shit. And I was walking home. I was walking to the bus stop, and he was like, "You miss, you are a gift from God. God gave you life." And I was like, okay. And you should give life too. And I was like, excuse me? You talking to the wrong person.
I love how all of these strange people you run into point and sound exactly the same.
It's just his MO. It's funny. He posted a YouTube video too. I think it's just his MO. That's just what he does to all the kids, all the students, all staff.
The worst part is he probably has more views than I have on any of my videos.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
And he wasn't all that friendly when it came to talking to security. He was being very rude, and he was like, I don't have to tell you my name. I don't need to warn. You don't have to report this. And I'm like, actually, he does, because it's for the sake of minors. We have minors at a school. Security has to make reports on all types of incidents.
Yeah, that's real.
Just saying. But yeah, it was interesting. It was stupid and interesting. I was just like, you can get out of my face. You had questions.
Yes. About to get into them. Like, of course.
Let's hear them.
You are an artist. Go ahead and tell the people, what are you into specifically?
I do too damn much.
Yeah.
I mainly do drawing and paintings, obviously, as the canvas mentioned and whatnot earlier. I also do a lot of performance work and silkscreen printing as well. I'm trying to get more into the performance art this summer with some friends from Columbia.
Hey.
So I'm excited about that.
Some collabs.
Drawings and paintings. I'm good at replication. Yeah, I am. But I do, as you've seen, I do a lot more pro-black pieces. Yeah, that's really my go-to for almost everything. Like, I was just looking through more artwork today, and I was like, hey, gotta paint that? I'm definitely gonna do that. When we get the time, of course.
Yeah, of course. Whenever you happen to get lucky and find some free time.
When you work your full time and whatnot, blah blah blah. Aside from that, you know, I coach a step team or step club.
Of course.
At the high school, I coach and help with poetry club. Sometimes I'm an avid baker, but that's as related to art as we go, I think. Oh, I play guitar, yeah.
I was about to say, definitely don't. Guitar. You better not.
I guess you could say I sing. I guess so.
You can hold a solid note. Got some inflections in your voice.
Look, I'm church good, alright? I'm not big good.
Hey, church good is still good.
True.
Also depends on which church you're going to, but...
True. But I can hold a good note on karaoke, that's for sure.
I know it's very last minute, but I also put this in the notes. You wouldn't happen to want to, play a little something on the guitar.
You motherfucker.
Feel free to say no.
You motherfucker, slide down.
We are here in your place with the guitars right here. Maybe. Okay.
It's only because it's Tuesday night and it's almost midnight, bro.
Yeah, sure. We're recording this like 11. It was 11:49 right now.
Yep.
Because you just got in from a fun day.
Oh Jesus.
If you want to talk about your day, we can. If not, I have other questions that we can get into.
All right. So let's see. It started out with work. I work at a high school. I caught some bullshit today from a student. This is a side note, then I'll get to dinner, okay?
Oh, God.
This student came in, and she was just like, I need a temporary ID. And I was like, okay, do you have $1? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. But meet me at the end of my counter. We had like 5 computers or whatever, and the last computer's ID stuff. So I was like, okay, meet me there. And she was like, okay. So she's like, oh, you guys don't take card. I was like, no, we always take only cash or check. Like, we're a school. No, I don't know many schools that still use cards. We just got those card reading ones, vending machines. We just got those. I'm like, nobody else paying with card unless it's online. And so she gets frustrated and, like, throws her wallet on the counter and starts tossing out change. And I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe she's having a bad day. I always try to give some students, anybody really, try to give them the benefit of the doubt when they start catching attitudes or whatever. I'm like, maybe something just happened and it just pissed you off. Yeah. I'm gonna just be as nice as I can. That's cool. Now it's just like, it's okay, like, keep on counting. She did apologize, which I was like, okay, you're fine, just check and see if you have the change. And she was like, okay, well, I have a 20. And I'm like, okay, well, we don't take bills larger than a 5 for an ID, for a temporary ID, and we don't take bills larger than a 10 usually. Maybe a 20, depending on how our change is looking like in that one register there.
And this is a high school, right?
Right.
I wish I had a $20 bill just on deck back in high school.
I have so many students coming in with 20s, 50s, and 100s, and I'm like, who the hell is giving you a $100 bill? So our policy is we can't give students change. Right. We can't. every day a kid comes in with a $50 or a $20 or a $100 bill talking about I need change. It's like, you out of luck. and like we really can't do it. I don't know the precise reasons why, but we really can't. And students are always trying to be sly about it. They're like, oh, well, can I buy a pencil? And I'm like, no. It's not like you just outed yourself. And I would have told you the same thing. We only take certain bills for depending, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To just so we have change in our register. And so I told her, I'm like, well, you know, it depends because you're not getting a real ID. You're getting a temporary ID, and you have a $20. That's going to be $19. I have to check and make sure we have enough in the register, in both registers, to see if we can do it. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, double check. And I'm like, you know what? We do and we don't. Screw it. Let me just give her change so she can get out.
Mm-hmm.
So I get her change first, and then I go back to the computer and ask her, I'm like, okay, hey, what's your ID number? And she's like, I don't know my ID number. I'm like, okay, it was kind of hard for me to find you without your ID number in our ID card system. So...
I mean, but even with the actual number, you can't just enter in a student's name.
I mean, I can, but we always go by ID number, so we make sure we get the right student. You know, because
gotcha.
there's always a bunch of last name Park, last name Khan, last name Smith, last name, you know what I mean?
Alright, so Park, Khan, Smith, y'all are the basic bitches.
Well, no,
it's nothing personal, it's just...
But like, you know what I mean? Like, we prefer to go by ID number just to make sure that we actually have the right kid.
Yeah,
all right.
fair.
That's the most accurate to find a student by their ID number. And so she's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, honey, guess what? You need to memorize that. We tell all students that you need to memorize that. She's like, I don't need to memorize it. I was like, I don't know who told you that you don't need to, but you do. And you're a freshman. So, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Out of curiosity, how long is the number? Sorry to cut you off.
It's 5 numbers.
Just 5? Oh, okay.
Like, I remember mine from high school, 51673. You can't look me up in the system, by the way, so because it's past the year that they keep their records and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but I still remember my own damn ID number, and it's been since 2013. Like, come on, quit playing. I was like, look, you need to memorize your ID number for one of these reasons. So she just smirks and was like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, okay, let me just print this dang temporary ID, put this date on there, and let this child go. After she done already smacked the change back on the counter, was being catching attitude, putting it away back in her wallet and stuff. And I told her, well, you know what? Telling her that, you need to memorize it, blah, blah, blah. Print it, give it to her. And she ends up, like, walking out and, like, slams the door. And I'm just like, are you serious? I had another student in the room with me, too. And he was like, what would you have done if you could? I was like, shut up, don't even finish the question.
Oh my, you just leave it where it is.
She would have caught a smack on the hand. I would have got a ruler and be like, if you don't stop.
Be like, legally, what would I have done?
I wrote her ID number, too, so I can report her. I did. Because we're meant to report students with any sort of out of line, out of order, like, sort of attitudes and behaviors and whatnot. And she was just downright rude. We have this thing where our motto is be respectful, be responsible, and be ready to learn. And she broke the first 3. She broke all 3 of them, my bad. All 3 of them within that, like, 5-minute encounter. I was like, damn, you done disrespected me. You definitely not ready to learn your ID number. And you definitely not responsible because you lost your ID.
Was this a record 5 minutes?
Yes, this was a record 5 minutes. Record 5 minutes of her breaking all of the R's in the school motto.
So it's just records all day. With that being said, let's transition into what happened a little
dinner. Yeah, sorry, later. That went on long. Okay, so dinner. Dinner, or at least trying to get to dinner, was a pain in the ass. My sister is always notoriously known to be late for everything.
Much love.
So my quick ass was like, you know what? You're working at your desk? Bet. I'm about to do your makeup while you're working. I'm about to pick out your outfit. I'm about to pull your sweater over your head. I'm about to fix your hair real quick, brush it out and everything, put it in a nice ponytail. I grabbed her coat, changed her purse, because, for some reason she likes to change purses everywhere she goes. And I'm over here like, one purse, one go. This is easy. Get a purse that matches everything. For everyday use until you're actually like, going out, is when I can understand a woman changing their bag. Obviously, if any other mechanical, physical reasons too, yes. But she takes forever. We get there at like 2, no, not 7, my bad, like 7:30. Reservation was at 7. Come to find out, the hibachi place that we went to was not going to start without us. So they actually had my family wait for us.
That's always fun.
And there was also it sounded like there was also some drama that happened while they were waiting for us too. My mom was like, they're not getting a tip as soon as we came in. I was like, oh shit, what did we miss? Like, we were only like 25 minutes late.
Now, let's be real. Honestly, do you think your mom started the shit? No,
because it wasn't just her talking about it. It was like was talking about like, they were like, oh yeah, no, this, I don't know about that service. That was horrible service that we had just gotten. I was like, okay, well, something, I don't know what the hell happened.
Oh, I'm sorry to jump in again. You want me to bleep out names, or do you not?
We can bleep out names.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we could bleep out names. Only because they might listen to this podcast and be like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, just let me know. Like, feel free to say whatever, but if you want me to just edit something out in post.
Yeah. You can bleep it out, and from now on I won't say names. I'll just give them their rightful brother, sister, this, that.
Yeah, right.
All right, to continue this dinner. So there was already drama that happened as soon as we walked in. And I was like, okay. We sit down. I say, you know what? I want to sit next to my nephew. My brother's really good friend. And my brother. They're on like this one side of the table. And my mom, my sister, my older brother's girlfriend, birthday boy, and his daughter is on that side. I'm talking with my brother, and we get onto the topic about driving. Well, my nephew was like, I'm going to drive home. Because we had all just ordered our alcoholic drinks who were of age, okay?
Yeah, I know.
And everybody, my brother wasn't drinking, because I think he said he was driving. So was his friend. And you know what I mean? Like, and he was like, it's fine. Like, I could drive y'all car. And we were all looking at him like, no, little boy. No, you 13. Not even. I think he's 12. He's going to be 13 this year, I think. So I was like, that's cute. So, my brother gets onto the topic like, man, Lexi, shut up. You ain't no better. And I was like, excuse me? I am a safe driver. Okay? And my boss doesn't think, she thinks that I drive like a grandma. But I'm like, and I hate that saying. I hate when people say you drive like grandma. I'm like, no, I drive what the fucking speed limit says. If it's 35, I'm going 35.
On top of that, that's like ageist as because I know a couple grandmas that will happily be a stunt double in Fast and Furious.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
That saying annoys the hell out of me. It always has. That I'm sorry to follow the rules of the damn road. Anyways, so we get into this conversation about it, and I'm like, you are one to talk. You are a reckless driver. You done messed up 1, 2, 3 cars that I know of. Claim that you have 4 parking tickets, and you definitely got into 3 accidents. And you've only been driving since you were since you were 16, maybe 17, I think. So I'm like, you got a record. Granted, I commute. I don't have a car, but I do drive my dad's van. I drive my sister's car whenever I'm out with her during the weekend. Not trying to be like one of my cousins. Who got her driver's permit, learned how to drive, then completely forgot how to drive and had to go back again until she learned everything. And then got her driver's license. I was like, girl, how the hell you forgot how to drive? Right, like, I drive. I've never been in an accident. I've never been pulled over. Never had a parking ticket. None of that stuff. And my brother's like, well, you're not going to get one if you don't drive like that. And I'm like, granted, yes, you are right. You're accurate. But, like, the times that and at one point, I was driving every single day. I haven't, like, really gotten back to driving for the last, like, 2 years or so, like I used to. Because I used to drive to and from work all the time. Aside from during the summers and whatnot, and afternoon when I'm home and for the weekends, that's where I was able to drive the van. So, you know what I mean? Like, I have experience driving, and I'm a safe driver. No one has ever tried to hit me. I've always dodged a car, if it's the case. I've never almost caused an accident. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm a good driver.
Because I'm like, if we put y'all driving times and just, like, averages next to each other, just, like, start from this day at the exact same time, your record would be much cleaner than his.
Agreed. Because and I will say, I'm willing to go 5 above. I'm someone who is willing to go 5 above if I'm in a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Always, especially from rush. I always leave on time, unlike some people in my freaking family, okay? But so we get into this, and my brother continues. He starts to, start the whole insulting thing. He's like, oh, no, you don't go faster than 5 miles per hour. Oh, no, you don't do this. Oh, no, you don't do that. And just starts pushing my buttons. And you know how some people like to just push buttons just to get a laugh out of it? And then they like to say, oh, it's just a joke, chill. And I'm like, bruh, if I'm not laughing, if nobody else is laughing, and I'm clearly frustrated, first off, you rude as hell to bring up my anxiety. You rude as to bring up my blood pressure. You just rude as hell to ruin my mood. If you know it's going to ruin my mood. Because he's my brother for, as of now, 23 years. And what? My birthday is in 5 months. So in 6 months, 7 months. That's it. Yeah. 23 years, 7 months, bro. You should already know. You do know. I know. I know how to piss him off, but I don't do it purposely. I know how to piss off all my siblings, but I don't do it purposely. And they all know. They say that I'm extra dramatic or whatever, that I take these too seriously. I'm like, no, I'm just truthful. I do joke around. We joke around. We stay joking around. You know what I mean? But I don't try and straight up diss people to their face and tell them blah blah blah. I'm not that kind of person. Yeah. I don't do that. Not really. He's not anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, little scratch there.
That's a little story. But, so, I'm here, I'm like, why you mean like, I didn't go in on you, you know what I mean?
And
I didn't say...
It'd be easy shots. It's just, easy shots.
Right, like, I simply just asked you for, how many tickets you have, how many access you got, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And he was the one who got really defensive about it. I'm like, if you want to make a contest of this shit, bitch, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to ask you straight facts. I'm going to tell you straight facts.
Right.
And so, first off, you're the one who got hella defensive in this whole situation. So I'm like, I'm not going in on you, so why are you going in on me? He's like, chill the fuck out, Lexi. You just being traumatic. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. And another thing that really pisses me off is when what he does is he'll whisper into somebody's ear in front of me, talking shit about me, like I'm not there, and it pisses me the off when he does this shit. So he does this to his friend, and they start laughing, and I'm just like. And what's funny is like we asked my mom, we asked my sister, my brother, my brother's girlfriend, my niece, my brother's daughter. We were like, who do you think drives better, him or I?
Yeah.
And they're all like, you drive safe, he drives reckless as hell. I'm like, okay, case closed. Let's end this. He starts going in, and I'm just like, looking at my phone. I just ordered my drink. And I'm like, thank God I got a drink.
We should have been there a little sooner, but it eventually got there.
Right. I'm like, thank goodness I got a freaking drink, because now this man done pissed me off. I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch seats. Because this MF he's trying to ruin the night, and I'm not trying to be, and it's happened before where we had an argument, disagreement, whatever, and he's just like, yeah, it's chill, it's fine, it's like, we Gucci, we good. I'm like, no, we not. I can't stand your ass right now. And I guess you could say it's kind of dramatic, and I could, but I usually just remove myself from the situation.
Yeah.
I usually just be like, fuck it. I'm not going.
Right.
I'm just want to remove myself because it's not that I don't like confrontation.
I
just don't want to do it, right? I just don't want to do it, not unless it's worth it, and he's not worth it.
Yeah.
So I just remove myself from it. So the whole time I moved across, my mom's just like, Lexi, I knew he does this all the time. He does it to everybody. I'm like, yes, I know, but y'all take the bullshit. I don't take the bullshit. And y'all then call me dramatic because I don't take the bullshit. I'm over here like, scratching my head like, y'all don't take bullshit too, so I'm confused. Wait, what's so special about this motherfucker? And it's funny because I feel like I used to be labeled the black sheep out of the 4 siblings. Mm-hmm. Who, didn't have a job yet, blah, 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 no, or was in school, no. But, the granted was, I was in school, I was working freaking hard. I've always worked hard. Always worked hard. I've never really f***ed up. I've never had, some crazy shit. But my brother, he still marked the golden child after some stupid, dumb shit. You know, we won't share those stories.
We won't get into those. At least not on this podcast.
Right, not on this podcast.
We might see him in the future ones. We'll see how that goes.
I was just like, you kind of the black sheep now because he did some stupid shit as recently as you know. Now everybody's just kind of like trying to help him out. Yeah. Before it was me helping me out, but at the same time, I was in school and I did have a job. But you know what I mean?
You've always been. At least as long as I've known you, you've been on top of your shit. Cause it went straight from college into your. I don't think it's the job you had now, or was it the job you had now? It
is now. Now it is. So I worked there during the summer all throughout college.
Yeah.
And the position opened for the school year. And so I applied for it, and it happened just after, like, literally I got hired, like, right before graduation.
Okay.
So I worked my summer position, but I worked at, like, a decent pay. And then I went up for the school year, and I was like, lit. And then I switched over to another department, and I just switched back this school year.
Sure.
But like, you know what I mean? I've always been good. I've been on top of my shit, and I still always pay back everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I cover my ass.
Got your own. We are recording this episode in her apartment right now.
Like, right. Like, what the f***? Like, my brother, he still lives with my mom. He just got himself back into school. He's younger than me, but he took off, like, for 2 years. Like, his friends, I think his friends are graduating who are on the 4-year. You know, everybody has their own map. Whoever's on that 4-year map, I think they're graduating this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
He still has a lot to do school-wise. But, like, he messed up a lot financially and in some career moves and whatnot. But he's trying to fix it, right? And that's all we can ask for. At least you're trying to fix it, and we're all willing to help you at the moment. You know, but, like, don't be ungrateful about it.
Honestly.
You know what I mean? You can't be ungrateful about it. He needs to learn that. Anywho, but, so, bullshit. My sister's like, what did he say? I'm like, get off my face. Like, get off my face. Like, after this part, I'm, like, hella annoyed. And then I make the statement, like, you know, I really hate people who push people's buttons purposely just to get a laugh out of it. Because all it does is just harm that person. And so my brother's girlfriend, she agrees with me, and I was like, thank goodness, high five.
Right here, girl.
Like, okay, we can relate. My sister doesn't really relate because she's like my mom, who kind of sees as a boy or like a golden child. You know what I mean? Like, just don't mind him. Don't mind him. He's just young. He's just playing. I'm like, is he just playing if he's fucking with this so-and-so's heart? Is he just playing, you know, when he tells you that you da-da-da-da blah 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 blah? I'm like, I don't think so. Or if he tells you that you need to lose weight, that's not a joke. But, like, he says it jokingly, like, so-and-so fat. And I'm just like, rude.
It's so crazy to me how similar you and he are. Just like y'all entire lives, just like
we should do a podcast with all three of us.
I've already talked to her.
Yeah, because I would love to do that.
But one with all three of us, yeah,
I would love to do that.
The listeners aren't gonna know who's who because you're terrifyingly similar.
I think
to your art style, to like family upbringing, like because she's going through all of that shit right now. Like, I'm not going to get into details. If she wants to get into details whenever she's on the podcast, then she can, but...
I mean, that's a whole... We could talk shit. We could
That's why I want her
we could just have a family day.
I need her to connect with you more, because you'll be such a great big sister influence, but you live so far up in Narnia, Lexi. And
I do not live in Narnia.
Because I used to live up here in Narnia,
This is not Narnia. This is north suburbs. Not even north suburbs. This isn't even suburbs yet. This is still Chicago.
From where you used to live, it's not Narnia.
Yes.
From
true, you're right.
Most of the niggas that live on the south side that I know personally, that's Narnia.
Well, no, hold on, back up. No, this is just north side. That's it.
I mean, yeah, it's just north side.
It's just north side. It's not Narnia. I don't call south side Narnia.
How many times have you come to the south side?
Many times. I have family in south
side.
Never
come visit me. What time?
I told you my uncle lived off. I told you this. I told you this. But I mean, he sold the house now. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm on the south side to visit just some families. I'm usually on, what's it called? But, you know, like, we visit here or there and whatnot. West side we go to as well. That was where my grandma lived. And she passed away. But, like, we still visit those family members, too. But that's, like, literally right in between southwest. Pretty sure, yeah. But,
I mean, like, when whoever's, like, south, we get a nice little creative sesh going.
So, I think what's going to happen with my schedule, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to make it more convenient if I make more money that I don't have to do these clubs. Though I love being sponsors for these clubs at work. I do. I love these kids. I love these girls. I love all my poetry club students, all my step club students. They were trying to get me to do another club, and I was like, no, y'all already costing me a lot.
Speaking of step club, do you wanna talk about the performance? Because I still haven't seen the video. I still need to.
I sent it to you this morning, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, let me finish this dinner real quick. Okay. So mom's being mom. Mom can't see for shit. She has diabetes, but you know what I mean. Like you lose your eyesight. So the whole time this happens at every restaurant we go to, she ends up looking at her menu real late. When they ask her, what do you want? Face all up in the menu. She's like, I don't know. What's this? What about this? Is this sweet? Is this spicy? Is this? Is it that? What about this? What about that? And I'm just like, okay, Ma, what do you want? What do you feel like eating? Okay? Let's go here. Like, it's just this process. So I'm already, like, annoyed with my brother. And then my mom has to do this. My sister's trying to get into my ear about what's going on between me and my brother. My niece is on the other side, terrorizing my nephew. They're not related, blood related, but they always like kind of bickered and whatnot. Mm. And she's like she just started high school now, so she's just kind of like all into social media. So she's just like, look at you, big head, like focusing the camera on his forehead, trying to, you know what I mean, like some kind of stuff like that.
She's at that disgusting high school age.
Bruh, she's.
Does she do TikTok too?
She probably do.
She does TikTok. That's terrible.
She tries to be. She's trying to go viral, but I'm like, I don't think you're gonna go viral, cause.
No, she's. No. I mean, you don't know. She can strike gold. Sometimes happens randomly.
I think it's because you need to have that social media obedience to constantly post, to know what to post. You know what I mean? And she's a freshman in high school. You know, she hasn't really grasped that yet. Yeah. And I don't think she's grasped who her audience is on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, my audience is to locals, friends, family, and some of everybody else because of my artwork and whatnot. And I have a separate artwork page, which I don't really promote often, but I usually promote my personal life before anything. Yeah. But that's soon to change. Thank you, Facebook. Myself. Thank you, Facebook, for ruining that for me. Another day. But anyways, my niece doing that, and my older brother, I'm like, he's enjoying our time, but it's very clear he's just kind of like, so-and-so's this, so-and-so's that. What happened? What's going on between y'all two? What about this? And so we get to the drinks, and everybody got similar, like, different drinks. Everybody got something different, except for my mom and my sister, which I'm really not surprised about that. Like, mother, like, daughter kind of shit. They picked some, like, prickled pear margarita. Tasted pretty good. I had this plum sangria. Ooh. My older brother had, like, a peach sangria. His girlfriend got like this lychee one. Someone else got some other. You know, everybody got something different, whatever. So we're all passing around, and so I'm being petty. I already know I'm being petty as a and I claim when I'm being petty. All right, I do. I know when I'm being petty, and I know when I'm being a bitch. So you know, and I'm like, don't give it to him. Looking dead ass at my brother across the table. I'm like, don't you dare give him my drink. He can't drink from my cup. Can't look at me. He can kiss my ass. Alright. And he was like, why you being like that? I'm like, what you mean, why am I being like that? I'm tired of your ass right now. That's why I moved seats. Like, the woman did already wrote everybody's, like, name, order, blah, 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 etc., which seat they're at. And we switched, and she already, like, confused. She about to give me my lemonade and my niece the plum sangria that I got. I was like, no, switch that. No. Like, of course I got beef with you right now, man. You got on my damn nerves. So this boy got up out of his seat, got a sip from my drink anyways, and I'm like, and that's another big pet peeve of mine. If you tell somebody no and they still go do it in front of you. That's some disrespectful shit when it's, oh my. And my brother is a culprit of that. Like, I be telling him, no, you can't have a bite. And he'll go to my food and take a bite anyways. He literally says, I'm going to take a bite anyways. And starts, and I'm like, and I have literally smacked him in the face for this shit. I was like, nah, don't touch my shit. Don't touch my sandwich, nigga. I just said this is mine. And I just said no. Nigga, do you not know the words No. N-O. We just like the first 2 damn words that we learned in kindergarten was what? N-O-Y-E-S. And I did not say Y-E-S, nigga. I said N-O.
N-O.
Do not touch my shit. Do not.
N-O-N-I-G-A.
He is one of those people. So he tried me then. The hibachi thing finally came up. Everybody like ordered their food eventually and blah blah blah. We got all excited. It was a cool show. Good show. It was good. I posted on my Insta story. I saved it all too.
Ooh, you mind if I...
Yeah, of course. It was cool. He was great. He was really talented. Really good dude. He did some really cool fancy tricks and all that. Made a birthday cake out of onions and I was like, must be one tasty ass cake. Some fried onions. Anywho, we all enjoyed our meals, blah, 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 and the check came. My brother's girlfriend, like, she planned this thing, but she doesn't really communicate that well when it comes to who's going to pay for what, blah, 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 et cetera, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, as my sister and her are trying to figure out how to split, who has to send what to who, blah, 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 you know, quick pay and whatnot, my mom hands me a birthday card, and I was like, wait a minute, we just not signing this birthday card? What? We just got a birthday card? Okay, so I'm like, hey, let me sign. I was over here like, let me sign this real quick. Happy birthday. You know, and my mom played it slick as hell too. I was like, Ma, you gotta get so-and-so's across the hall, across the table, my brother and his friend. And she it's like, oops, I dropped my pen. I was like, Mama, you wasn't slick at all. She out here searching underneath the hibachi table and they hands the card to my brother.
Okay, yep.
I was like, you was not cute. You was not slick. Stop. You know, they signed in. He didn't even care. He said, fuck it. Walked across with this shit in his hand and handed it back. I was like, rolling my eyes. I was like, you motherfucker. You couldn't just, you know, keep the surprise going?
Nope.
No? Okay. Jeez.
No surprises around here.
I was over here like, sip.
Ooh,
like, you want to talk shit?
It's expensive tea.
Like, I'm over here like, you want to talk shit about me and my driving, nigga, and I could afford my meals.
And my car note.
Right, I probably could if I just, you know what I mean? It's easy shit. Move around your bills. So you said, can I afford this? I can do it.
It's like, shit, this is a podcast, but it just got darker still.
Anyways.
Like, it sounds dark.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Let's continue talking shit. Buddy got mad. When I made that comment, he's like, man, relax. That's the thing. Then I'll try and rebuttal and respond to somebody like trying to do me. Yeah. They be like, chill, man, relax. It's just a joke. And I'm like, but you just dogged me out, so I can't dog you out? I'm confused. There's a double standard here.
Oh, the double
How you gonna tell me that I drive like a grandma but can't afford your bills? So,
yeah, no.
Right. Like, don't talk shit about me. I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna make you cry, bitch.
Hey, hit them in the soul.
Like, when it comes to that, yeah. Like, I don't usually confront people and talk shit to their face till they start with shit with me.
Because I'm like, yeah, he went for first blood, so
right.
It's only fair.
Right. I guess my brother's girlfriend made my brother's daughter cry.
Oh.
While we were all like getting together, after we finished the payments and whatnot, we got all everybody's coats and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, so wasn't about to go, blah, blah, blah. Where's the love at? Was all she said. All she said was, where's the love at? And, like, I looked at my niece's face, tears welling up and shit, just, like, walks away to the front lobby waiting for everybody else. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I feel this is another story that happened. It probably something happened like, before we got to dinner, you know what I mean?
Probably.
But I was like, why you make her cry? Damn, it's her dad's birthday. We could have left the kids at home. We could have all enjoyed the night. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing she was trying to shoot
and
for. What time was the original?
Oh my God.
The original time for this dinner was like...
Oh my goodness. The original
9 o'clock or something?
The original reservation was for 8 o'clock. And I was like, first off, who the hell makes a family dinner reservation for 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night when they know niggas gotta work in the morning?
Yep.
And this place is far. This was all the way in Wheeling, Illinois.
Oh shit, so you guys did go to the Wheeling one.
Yeah, we did go to the Wheeling one. The downtown one was closer, but the problem was parking.
Well, yeah.
So, and I understood that, so I was like, okay, Wheeling it is, that's fine. Though I'm pretty sure there's one right here nearby in Evanston.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I haven't been out to Evanston that often, so I can't. Of course, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's a hibachi place right here in Evanston. I'm gonna look at that shit up too, and I'm gonna be like, we could have went here. Like, it wasn't a far drive for my sister, wasn't a far drive for my mom, wasn't a far drive for nobody. Could have went right here. And it's Evanston, so parking isn't that crazy, and I'm sure they had a parking lot in the back. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus. But no, so my niece is crying. Talked to my brother's girlfriend. She's just like, my bad. I think I fucked up. I think I just made her cry. And I'm telling her, I'm like, she's 15.
Yeah.
I work with high schoolers every day. They have crazy emotions. She's 15. She'll get over it. After a little bit of comfort, obviously.
Of course.
I don't think one should completely neglect feelings of a teen, because I know everybody's super emotional and blah, 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 hormones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think you should at least address it and see if there is a way to help. And if they are not willing to, open up to you and talk about it, leave them be for a little bit, is what my little study.
Just like give them a path, but don't lead them down it.
Don't constantly check. Don't constantly check in on them.
Then you're overbearing and suffocating them, and it's like that's not helping anything.
Exactly. They're not gonna want to talk to you. Blah blah blah. I'm one who wants to deal with some shit by myself. If I get upset about something, I remove myself. I remove myself whenever I'm trying to avoid some sort of confrontation or some shit. I'll be like, nah, I'm just gonna go over there, deal with it myself. Come back, new person, I'm good.
Okay.
Right. Bitch ass dog.
Oh, Chi-Chi. But honestly, speaking of confrontation, that kind of leads into...
yes, what was the story we were going to...
My next couple points.
Yes. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're all good. I wrote it down, but I don't even know if we...
What was the story? I don't remember.
You know what, I'm definitely... You said what?
What was the story that you asked me earlier about? I can't remember. Let me finish the journey.
Shit.
It was recent, too.
Oh, the step slide.
About, wait, which one? Which story are we talking about? 'Cause I have a few.
Jesus, a few?
I use few strongly. There's probably only 3 instances, maybe.
Let's do one now, and
which one were you thinking about?
I'm thinking, since it was the most recent,
about the performance.
The show, the performance.
About the their practice, the run through.
I mean, how was the performance?
The performance was good. It was great.
Really?
We're performing it again tomorrow at our sister high school. But it turned out really good. I think everybody did fine, very good. Some a little better than others. Some have done it better in practices than others, but I can understand because you're doing it in front of the entire school. I mean, not the entire, but you know what I mean. A crowd. It's decent.
That ain't shit talking enough. Let's go into the rehearsal.
I was about to say, let's talk about the rehearsal though. That's what I was like, that went fine. I'm like, we ain't talking shit. Hold on. We did the first run through rehearsal with everybody, which was supposed to be, if you did whatever you did today was what you were doing, that less than 12 hours later. You know what I mean?
Right.
So one of our girls got sick. I had no idea she was sick until that day of rehearsal. She told me, that day before rehearsal when she told me that, hey, I was hospitalized, I'm sick, I'm bedridden for the rest of the week, I'm not going to be performing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. We can put so-and-so to do your part, and we can move so-and-so here and there, and then blah, 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 and it's easy fix. It's relatively easy when it comes to numbers and when you choreograph something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, so the girls were like, all right, cool, no big deal. High school students are dumb. Let me phrase that. I'm sorry. Let me rebuttal that. I apologize.
Goddamn,
I sincerely apologize for that. High school students, a lot of them kind of lack a grand sum of common sense. We are practicing. Before we had 5 girls, now we have 4. Mm-hmm. And they're performing in the middle of the gym. And where they, ideally where one person would be speaking and the mic would be, and where said person would be. There are spots on the freaking floor. Alright? And before I told them this, I'm like, hey, ladies, do it how we usually do it, just except for we have these 2 parts, and you are just moved to here, and here. Alright? This is the first time doing it without so-and-so. Let's do this. Do it strong. If you mess up, keep going. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just stop and start laughing. Don't just stop and do this. Or don't just, like, we're on time, you know? So, we run through it. I'm not going to lie. It was rough. It was a really rough run through. But, you know, first time I'm doing it without her, so I'm like, this is understandable. It's cool. It's fine. We walk off the gym, like, floor where they were going to dance. They instantly like, Miss So-and-so, we like stupid. And I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? If you don't get the fuck out of my face. Like, first off, this is the one practice. You all only practiced one time. I did not expect y'all to get it perfect in one go. No, it ain't possible. I mean, well, it's rare, but you know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect it at all. So, what y'all tripping for? They were like, we look stupid. We don't want to do it no more. This, that. Like, all types of negative BS. And I'm just like, And you were here. Remember, you were here. You were watching Chi-Chi. And I was like, y'all, I gotta go. Like, we could run through it twice and that's it, was what I told them. And they're like, okay. So, I get there. We're still running. Apparently, I was like, look. Talk to another coworker and I was like, hey, is there a space that we could use real quick to practice? She was like, yeah, you guys can use so and so, blah blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go there, let's head there now because I gotta go soon. And head of the whole performance and whatnot, she was like, y'all can't leave until we're done running through it. And I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, okay, well, ladies, you know how to practice silently on the side real quick until we get our space, and then I gotta go. Go. So we're trying to do it. One catches the attitude with me. Another one went down missing. I don't know what happened, but she was in a lot of stuff that was in the performance and whatnot. Everybody else was just like, really, so stupid, we can't do this, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I did not just sit here to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just told you I have to go. I need to go.
Wait, so, was this the day that I had that audition, or
no.
Was it just I had to go to the meeting?
No, I think you had to, well, you were going to go to, I don't think you went to, or you did go to the meeting. This was when you were going to do, like, a detour thing. That night, you said you were going to the west side, and then you were going to go to the meeting.
Yep.
That night.
I remember. And
I was like rushing here. That was when I had that Uber. Yeah, that very strange Uber. Well, not strange, but like, he was a good dude. I added him on Facebook and everything. He was a good, cool dude.
Okay.
Yeah, he's invited to my wedding if I have a wedding.
Which, are you going to his wedding still?
He invited me.
Hey, well, there you go.
He invited me. He was like, it's going to be in Chicken Grove, Illinois. I was like, I bet I'll be there. I will be there. It was real funny. But now I gotta invite him to mine.
Hey, well.
But that's if I have one. It's a big old if, though.
Well, even if you elope, still invite him.
Like, you should be our witness. Let's go. But no, these girls, there's one student that I always catch attitude from. And I don't know, and I've tried to talk. I'm trying to see, like, what's up, what's going on. How you doing? How you feeling? You know. But she always could be catching attitude. It was funny. She was trying to give me crap. We had a morning practice. And she was like, oh, well, look who's late. I was like, excuse me? This is the, second, third time you've ever showed up to a morning practice, honey boo-boo.
Mm-hmm, honey boo-boo child.
And me being 2 minutes late. Really? 2 minutes late. I've showed up to every single morning practice that y'all requested for. So I'm going to need you to check yourself. And then we got into the conversation. She had showed up on time that day, but the next day, she showed up at 25 minutes late. And I didn't got no notification, no communication from nobody, not her, not so-and-so, not so-and-so. And I was like, okay, look, you can't ask me to do these 6:30 morning practices. And I show up on time. And not even tell me that you're not going to show up on time.
Like, for real.
Like, I tell you guys if I'm going to be a few minutes late. The only time I'm going to be a few minutes late is if what? I take public transportation. You know what I mean? I can't help that. I try and leave early as possible. I'm supposed to be there at 6:45 or 6:30 or whatever. I'm always there around that time, within a 5-minute frame. That's why I try to stick it to for anybody and anyone when it comes to, like, working-wise, especially depending if they're set up. But you know what I'm saying? I'm prepared. I stay prepared.
You stay on your shit.
But no, she always catch attitude. What else? There's some shit. What else? What's your next question? How about that?
All right. Opinions on some fun shit's going on right now. Kick it off.
Oh, God.
Should be quick, pretty simple.
Oh, Jesus.
The Pied Piper of R&B.
Oh, Jesus. Look, I think R. Kelly should be still responsible. I don't think he should get away with what he did, in my opinion. But I also don't think that they should be publicizing it so much like they have been.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of putting a bad look, stereotype on black men yet again. Like, they really need another, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we really needed another bad thing to think about when it comes to, like, when you associate a black man with said political or criminal relations. And because this all happened, it was Jesse, and then it was R. Kelly, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, damn. But I still think, I think R. Kelly still needs to be responsible for all of this shit that because he's done some wrong. Clearly, he's done some wrong. Like, everybody was making jokes. It wasn't no damn secret.
Like, the Boondocks told us all if we didn't believe it.
Right. Like,
years ago.
Man.
My thing is, I just want, like, the parents of all of these children, like, if they knew this was going on, I want them arrested, too.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I want everybody else as well
like
arrested.
Anyone that was involved.
Not arrested, but I think everybody else that was involved that allowed it should be punished in a way as well.
Yeah.
Some more than others. Somebody was definitely in front of the damn door.
Honestly.
While this shit was happening.
A bodyguard, manager, someone.
Right. Whoever the dude that was passing out business cards with Buddy's cell phone number on it. He need to go. He need to go to jail easily. Especially him. He was a damn messenger. You need to deliver that message, boo. If you knew she was underage.
True. What's funny is that recently my mom told me stories of like when Kelly used to ride up to her high school and just like other high schools in her area.
He did that.
Girls, trying to invite them to places and shit like that. I'm like,
he did
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not crazy because I'm like, I believed it. It's crazy that you were there to happen to see this. And he's like,
My boss too. My boss,
not dealing with that bullshit.
My boss is like church's drummer, or is his drummer or whatever. Somebody at her church is like his drummer that travels on tour with him and whatnot. Mm-hmm. She remembers seeing him playing basketball. She remember all that kind of shit. Everybody knew what was happening. Come on now. But at the same time, if you watch that Surviving R. Kelly series, and I have mixed reviews about it, by the way, there was some shit that happened to him. I think those people also need to be held accountable. Mm-hmm. Because it probably wouldn't happen if they didn't do that shit to him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that R. Kelly's fucked up. I mean, he's kind of fucked up, but probably be less fucked up.
Yeah.
Probably be on like Kanye West style, like
Kanye
like
West
levels
of fucked up. Where you just like he loses his mind every couple of years.
Right, exactly.
And then goes back to making
Or P Diddy fucked up. P Diddy fucked up. Or is it P Diddy? Is it P Diddy or was it Kanye? No, it was still Kanye. It was still Kanye.
I'm like,
when his mama died,
Diddy?
when Kanye's mama died, it was like, okay, what's going on, Kanye? Yeah. We understand you're coping with your mother's passing, but like, you know, fans were there for you, etc., etc. And we just wanted to pull for you through. We really did just want to pull through for him. We really did. He was going through it.
I mean, I'm still rooting he'll eventually come through whatever the fuck he has going on in his life. One day, I'm hoping.
Let's see. Oh.
But
that's how I feel.
But it's actually good that you brought up Jesse Smollett. Because he's next.
I don't know.
It sounded fake from the get-go.
Okay, yes. But so here's the thing. They just proved, or somebody got the copy of the check that they were talking about. Yep. And the check strictly says nutrition and training and blah, blah, blah. It was not for them to get out the country. Because they had them trained for the show is what I believe that happened.
So they were beating his ass as a training regimen? Is that what's happening?
No, he was training them. Something like that.
By letting them beat his ass?
So hold on, wait.
Because I'm like, what type of training is this?
So supposedly it sounds like, first off, it sounds like CPD has some serious rebuttaling to do. Because more details are starting to be said, and they're starting to make a little bit more sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when it comes to being a detective, you don't always get the story right. I'm sure.
Of course.
I don't think he I don't know how I feel about it because there's just so many rumors. There's so many rumors that he's on drugs. 50 Cent just offered him a role on Power to make like $100K per episode as long as he goes to rehab.
Well, okay, I didn't hear that, but
yeah, that was something that somebody was just telling me about. But you know what I mean? Like these are all rumors. I don't necessarily doubt the thought that he's on drugs because you know it's it's hectic. It's crazy being an actor and being famous. And I don't know why most celebrities end up going towards drugs, but it does happen.
I mean, it's an escape.
Right. But I mean, well, yes, it is an escape, but I mean, like, to resort to it for negative purposes, like that being the first thing is what I don't get, especially if you don't use drugs often or you would never have used drugs. Like, my first thing to de-stress, play guitar.
Yeah.
Or to sing, or to watch a movie, chill out, take a nap. You know what I'm saying? Like, my first thing is not go do drugs. But, like, you know what I mean? It's a common thing amongst the celebrity world. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was on drugs. But I don't think it would be anything too hardcore or crazy.
Acting is very difficult. Maybe he just wasn't getting any roles. He's like, okay, let me go ahead and get some publicity real quick. Because no press is bad press in Hollywood.
That's true.
Well, let me not say that. There's some press that's not completely terrible press in Hollywood.
True.
And I'm like, hey, if this 50 Cent thing is true, then bam, he's... I don't know what his pay is on Empire, but if he goes to Power, he will be getting paid good.
I don't know. See, remember we went to the interview?
Yep.
Do you see any of that coming from that?
No. Oh, of course, you guys would know, Lexi and I both attended Columbia College here in Chicago, and a couple years ago, Jussie Smollett came up there
for an interview, for a Q&A.
Yeah, have a quick little Q&A. We both went to it. And yeah, when he was up there on stage, I did not get that vibe. He seemed like a real, like,
chill as a mother,
chill,
so
down-to-earth
cool
guy. He was funny.
Right. I'm not really appreciative of all the celebrities bashing him now, because the full story, the true story, the absolute honest story has not come out yet. And that's when social media gets crazy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he even should have posted about it. And I think he should have handled it privately, the whole case and everything. Yeah. If it did happen. Celebrities are so quick to judge. We all are. But everybody's saying, oh, you ruined Black History Month, blah, 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 etc., etc. I'm like, nah, that's a little far. If it is a true story, if this was true, that's a little far to say that he ruined Black History Month because of his possible lie. You don't actually, we all don't know if he's lying or not, really. Well, with CP, you know what I mean? Believe 50% of what you hear, read, and see. We don't know the full story, and I don't think we ever really will know the full story of what actually happened. No one does. But I think eventually in social media and the news, most of the truth does come out.
Right.
I'd probably say like 60 or even 60-40 or either 70-30 of the truth does come out. And I just don't think, there's a lot of celebrities bashing him, and I feel bad for that. And he stays saying he's not guilty. He stays saying he's innocent and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, well, we'll see. We will see.
Right, because all we have now are opinions. That's all we really got to go on. I'm end it with, I think he made a smart play.
Publicity-wise?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I think it's really going to help skyrocket his career. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some feature films in, like, the next 2 years, 3 years, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Someone hired him for the set complaints about not getting paid enough for a movie set or for a movie role. Quick movie cameo, probably.
Right? Probably end up in a DC or a Marvel movie.
Sidetrack. Did you know that Trevor Noah had a cameo in Black Panther?
I heard, but I still haven't found it.
He's the voice in the ship.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to look that shit up. I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean he's in Black Panther? He plays the voice in the ship.
But while we're speaking of Disney...
Oh, my goodness, what?
Captain Marvel.
I don't have an opinion yet.
You have no opinion at all one way or the other.
I didn't really read much about Captain Marvel. I read a lot of Marvel comics when I was younger, but I didn't read a lot about Captain Marvel. All I know is that she's female. I've heard a lot of shit about her.
Yep.
Everybody likes it. That much I definitely know. Wait, like, what's the deal? What's going on? Why doesn't everybody...
Yeah, I'm sitting here like I've watched a lot of different YouTubers that have been going over this stuff, like that Star Wars girl and Yellow Flash. Shout out to you guys. Pretty much Brie Larson is trying to make this film I can't English right now. Trying to make this film a movement.
Nobody can. I said nobody can.
I'm telling you. But she's pretty much trying to make this film a movement.
Like another feminist movement?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing that's
what I got from
it.
That's what I got from it.
And I'm like Black Panther kind of did the same thing. But
though, I also wish Black Panther was a little bit better. If you know what I mean. I feel like
it was the hype that carried it.
I feel like yes. I feel like Avengers was way cooler. I think that was so better than Black Panther.
Visually speaking,
Visually
say
speaking.
it was cooler.
The Avengers?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I mean. I think effects wise and whatnot, all that stuff, Avengers.
Like, yeah, they went crazy with the CGI. They always do. It's a Marvel film, but
right.
It all looked good.
Right.
It all looked really good, really clean. But yeah, like there's some hatred because Kevin Feige, head of like Marvel Studios and stuff, is trying to push Captain Marvel on everybody. Like they're planning a all-female Avengers in Phase 4.
Really?
And having Captain Marvel lead. Feige's gone on record as saying that Captain Marvel is stronger than Thanos.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be interesting.
And yeah, like the way they're setting it up, it kind of seems like she's gonna have the final blow in
And she's the one who ends up taking out.
Yeah. See, me personally, I don't necessarily have an opinion on the movie. I'm like, I'm gonna go see it.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's kind of. It seems like there's a lot of pettiness happening on both sides.
Right. But I'm a diehard Marvel fan, so I
gotta go see it.
Right.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to go. You've made this investment to watch. How many movies have they released now so far?
Jesus, who knows?
Right, exactly. Like, I've made this is an investment now, and I'm waiting to see it to the freaking end.
I mean, like, while I agree, I do not want her to have the final blow on Thanos. She can maybe set something up and then have somebody else have the final blow.
Who do you think should have the final blow?
And I'm glad you asked this because I've thought about this. Either has to be all 4 of the original Avengers.
Yes.
Seeing as that like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris
Iron
Evans' contracts
Man, Captain America, who was a Black Widow, and
well, I was thinking Thor and
Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that first too. I was just like maybe Hulk and Thor and stuff.
Or it could be the sister combo of Gamora and Nebula.
Yes.
Female power, if we're gonna do like some female empowerment stuff, Gamora and Nebula, they're the ones that finish Thanos.
Kick ass, girl.
Ooh, oh my god, if you have all of the females, I mean, well then it definitely seems like they'd be pushing an agenda, but that would be kind of dope to have like Black Panther and Okoye.
Right, ooh, yeah.
Not Black Panther, I mean Black Widow.
But yes, that would be lit.
Which I'm mad they tried to tease us this entire time. Like, we don't want to give away the title. The obvious title of this movie is going to be Endgame. As soon as Doctor Strange said it, I'm like, just his inflection. That's
it.
Y'all aren't fooling anybody.
Right.
I knew it the entire time. I'm like, some people got it. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here, bitch. Hell no.
But, I mean, I'm excited to see a young Nick Fury. What I'm really excited for is the after credits scene. Because it has to be a scene for Endgame, I can imagine.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Captain Marvel getting the page from Nick Fury. Even that, I'm like, it might not be too much, but I mean, I'll take it. It'll be really dope to get that connection finally.
Yeah. What was it? That was the one, I think it wasn't the end of Black Panther. It was the end of, what was the movie? I think it was Civil War. Mm-hmm. The scene there, that was when they showed Bucky in Wakanda.
Yeah. The White Wolf.
Right. I was freaking mind blown. I was like, oh shit.
Definitely had to go straight to Wikipedia. That. I'm like, who in the f*** is the I knew it was Bucky, but I'm like, I need some background on this character.
When I saw it was Bucky, I was like, like pointing, mouth dropped. I was like, that's Bucky! He's alive!
The hype.
That scene got me, and the other scene, the one for the Thor movie about the show to his sister. Loki and Thor's sister. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, at the very end when Thanos pops up in his ship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
And there's so many questions about what happened there. Because I'm like, all right, so where's Valkyrie?
Right.
I feel like there's a bunch of Asgardians that are here. Why was Hulk hiding?
Can we just do like a quick applause for Tessa Thompson getting into the Marvel world though? Because she got in before Black Panther was posted, right? Correctly.
I mean, yeah, Thor Ragnarok came out
before, yeah. How many other African American actors do we have in Marvel?
In Marvel, that had like a really good fan reception, like her. Not too many.
We had, what's his name, who played as...
Well, War Machine and Iron Man?
Yes.
And
then what's the other one? Eagle or some crap like that? You know what I'm talking
Falcon.
about? Falcon, yes, thank you. Oh my lord.
Eagle!
Yeah, they had Falcon and they had... It wasn't Captain America, it was like Captain something else. I think that's what his name was, like Captain something else.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I wanted... Cheadle is his last name.
Oh, Don Cheadle?
Don Cheadle, yes.
Yeah, War Machine.
War Machine. Was it War Machine? Is his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought it was Captain something else. Whatever.
But of course, it started off with, what's my dude's name? Terrence Howard.
Wait, what was Terrence Howard as?
He was the original roadie / War Machine in Iron Man 1.
Oh, yes! You're right!
Mm-hmm.
You are so right. And then I think I remember realizing this shit too, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't catch that.
Yep. Is that switch? Then there's also Mark Ruffalo and Edward Norton as Hulks. There's that switch.
Yeah.
Marvel's just like, hey, just ignore all of that. And he's like,
I.
But you still reference the first Iron Man.
Right.
Well, I can ignore the Norton, but I can't ignore the Iron Man.
Right. Marvel's Marvel. Marvel, I worked so hard.
Ooh, but yeah, like the last thing I'm gonna say about Captain Marvel,
Yes.
It was the lowest rated score on Rotten Tomatoes
Not
for a
surprised.
Marvel film. Like, nobody wanted to see
Not
it.
surprised. The best one was, no, that was DC. Never mind. The best one was Infinity Wars, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
But Lexi, here's the crazy thing.
What?
Rotten Tomatoes just updated their entire system that they've been using for years.
Ooh. And they still got...
They had to update it for this movie. Like, they really want Captain Marvel to shine, so they took away the tomato meter, all of that. So we won't be seeing that for new movies.
Damn. That's upsetting. That's like that's the same shit that Netflix pulled on us, where it was always like you had to rate everything by stars. Instead, it's whatever. Oh, you might like this. 90% of you might like this, or 50% of you might like this. And I'm like, I hated that shit when they did that. Netflix, if you're listening, change that. Because nobody like that. No.
Yeah, no. Usually we just watch whatever people recommend from Facebook.
Like, yeah, right.
Now, I need to look this up to see if it's still a thing.
Oh, God.
But the article I read earlier was for today's election was like record low.
For who? For voting in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did read that. Today was a record low for how many people actually went to go vote, which was kind of depressing.
And I feel like it's because it's too many options. It was like, wasn't it 14
people to choose from for mayor.
Yep.
Yes. I did not vote, unfortunately. Yes. Whoever is listening and they're like, why shouldn't you vote? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I apologize. I really did not have the time. I had to go to work early. And I had this dinner after work, and my precinct was too far. And yes, I'm sure I could have did a ballot. Oh yes, I'm sure I could have early vote. But you know what? Like, I will be voting in the next runoff. I will, for sure.
And on that note, 'cause I'm sure they're wondering, I was watching the dog today, so no, I also didn't vote. And yes, I thought about early voting, but I didn't get my lazy ass out of the house in time.
Right.
I'm keeping up 100 with y'all.
Right, like, let's be honest, like, and that's like the most case with a lot of people, I feel like. But I knew who I wanted to vote for. That's for sure.
I'm curious. I don't know if I should get into politics
No,
right now.
we're not doing politics.
We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do
Another
that.
time. We ain't talking shit about... I mean, I could talk shit about my alderman, but...
Oh my god.
It was funny, too. He was in the courtyard over the weekend trying to promote and campaign, and I was like, do you not see all of these Maria Haddon signs? It's very clear you ain't getting no votes here, Joe Moore.
Okay, alright.
Like,
we can do politics talk off podcast.
Yes, it was just really funny. But continue. What else? What else we got?
I feel like there was something else that I had that I just immediately lost. Oh, I mean, just something real quick. My mom and I finally saw Bird Box.
Oh my goodness.
It reminded me of A Quiet Place, but with your eyes, which is what I definitely kept saying it was.
What
the
the
entire
it was. Oh my goodness.
And then it's so funny because, so I'm going to just say spoiler alert now. If you haven't seen Bird Box, go ahead and mute this or something. I'll go ahead and
skip a minute.
I'll try to put like a
minutes.
time mark or something where you can go ahead and skip to. But that ending, it just reminded me of some Walking Dead shit. I'm like, oh, everything looks peaceful until those psychos come up to y'all place.
Like, it's beautiful.
And like, they can't make the blind people look, but they can definitely murder you.
Right.
Make everybody else look.
Buddy on the boat. Buddy on the boat. I was like, what the hell?
It's beautiful.
Oh.
And I'm mad, Charlie, I feel like he could have just picked something up and just kind of poked dude instead of having to charge through the door.
Yeah, I feel like he could have came from another direction, just poof, with the door with him while they were trying to close it on Buddy. Yeah. But okay, Buddy was big, by the way.
I mean, yeah, he was a large motherfucker, but still.
But that's not his real size, is it? It looked like it was CGI'd.
I would have to see that part again.
Yeah, I'd have to. It was a good movie, I thought. I mean, okay, let me phrase that. I think it was good for a Netflix movie. I think that it was too much of a
hype.
Yes. But you know why? It's only because Sandra Bullock is the face of it.
Mm-hmm.
Her name pays. I'm sure a ton of people decided to start with Netflix when they heard about this movie.
Yep.
I think it was too much like Quiet Place. It had the same message about parenting and whatnot, etc., etc. How it's not easy, how you gotta protect your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And what was his name who produced and acted in it? He was in The Office. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Nope.
But you know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
Who's in A Quiet Place, who plays the father.
Oh yeah, John Krasinski.
Yes, John Krasinski. If you watch the interviews, that's what it's about. It's about family. It's about being a parent. It's more than just, being invaded by aliens and blah, 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 etc., etc.
And monsters and all that good stuff.
Hmm?
And fun little monsters. Little Ben 10 looking monsters.
Yeah.
Some bitches did remind me of Wild Mutt.
Yeah,
They're just a live action Wild Mutts.
It's exactly what they were. Jesus. No,
Mixed with Demogorgons.
Yes. Yes. Demogorgons. Yeah, no, Bird Box was interesting. I think it was just too much of a rip-off of A Quiet Place, though.
Yeah.
Just with Sandra Bullock's face on it.
It probably would have done even better if it came out around the same time as A Quiet Place.
Right, but
so
it
that way
came
you
out
can get
about...
some people accidentally.
How far did it come out after? It came out like months after.
Year. Quiet Place came out
year.
last year. I don't know if it was in the summertime or the fall.
It came out during the summer.
Yep, it was a summertime release.
I think, yeah.
I was definitely still at the theater at that time, which that theater, but I'm gonna say that for another podcast.
Yes. different role. Interesting role for Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's for sure. She doesn't really... Yeah, no, she does. She's played a motherly role.
Blindside.
Yeah, she's played a motherly role before. But this is one, like, not neglective motherly role, but, like, she clearly did not want kids.
Mm-hmm.
Her character did not want kids. So it was just a little different. Yeah.
Damn near killed the little girl that wasn't hers.
Oh,
nobody's gonna look. No one's gonna look. I'm like, thank God no one's gonna look. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'll look. And I was like, no.
I'll look. No. I'll decide who looks. I'm the one who knocks. I need to finish Breaking Bad. But
you still haven't finished Breaking Bad?
I don't know. I forgot where I was, to be honest. I want to say I'm somewhere.
Now I asked my boyfriend. He has 2 episodes left of the last season. And I was like, for real, you can't just watch those last 2 episodes.
Well, see, that's bad. At least he knows where he is. I think I'm still like maybe 3 seasons behind.
Mm-hmm.
3 seasons away from ending. But I have to double check because, like I said, I haven't finished it.
They're all good seasons. So wait, you have you at least know the Los Pollos Hermanos restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you past that part though?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen him. Do you mind if I spoil it?
I'm definitely past the airplane explosion. I'm definitely past him and Jesse breaking up and him kind of working with
Friedman, her friend.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name is, but I know him as Gilbert on Community, so I'm gonna call him Gilbert.
Yeah, so he's still working with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Lit. You need to finish that.
I do. Ooh.
It's great. I love Breaking Bad. I love Dexter. There's another show that's also related to them. What is it? It's like literally the top 3 shows. Breaking Bad, Dexter, and one other one. It's funny because they show all side by side in Netflix too. I'll figure it out another time. Whatever. Yeah.
Like those shows are in the same vein as, you guys don't know, well, of course I'm working on Delivery.
Yes.
But there's another show that I'm working on that I don't want to get into now because I'm All I really have finished is the script, but I do have some people casted, and I'll base the character off of you. And one of these days, I want you and the actress to like meet each other, and we can all maybe hang out and go bowling or something.
Do a case study on my character and whatnot, like how I am. And I'm so
we
down
can go out drinking or something. Cause she's a real cool girl. I haven't seen her in a while.
Who is it? Do I know her? Have I met her? No.
Nah.
Know of her?
Mm-mm.
You spoke her name out loud? No. I bet.
No.
About to be best friends then.
I mean, I can honestly see you two falling in love with each other.
Falling in love, or just like
real friendly.
Okay.
Just being the best.
Well,
of
I
friends.
mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like best friend fall in love, or falling in love.
Like best friends. That probably occasionally. I don't know.
No. Boyfriend, if you're listening, no.
You know damn well you don't care.
He listens to a lot of podcasts, actually.
Oh, I mean, I know about him listening to the podcast about you and a female. You making this.
He'd be like, as long as you know home. I
definitely let him know. I still need to figure out where the hell I'm gonna post this.
Oh, why don't you just make an Apple account and post it?
I could do it there. I'm thinking about putting it on the YOKIDMOMMA account because I know I'm gonna put like
sure?
photos and like videos and stuff, like different things we're talking about.
Both.
Since it's all an audio podcast.
I think you should do both, if not even Twitter. Andrew listens to a lot of, I know I said his name, but he listens to a lot of podcasts on Twitter. I know on Apple Podcast app, YouTube,
Okay, they definitely distributed in a few places, and I'm finally back to work. Turns out I've made a Wix website for YOKIDMOMMA before, but I haven't been on it in a couple years. So now I'm just doing some.
Also, it is totally 1:10.
Alright, yeah,
I
let's
just
go
checked
ahead.
the time. I was like, oh shit. I didn't even know we've been talking that long.
Like, I've been keeping track of the time. We're definitely
it's been
an hour and a half in. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead, and I think this is going to be the question I ask all of my creatives on.
Yeah.
Whenever they come on, so that way you can get their juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next month hold in store for you?
Next month holding a store for me. Okay, so
like just life-wise, creatively.
March. Alright, so March I have 2 commissions due. So I'll be painting my butt off soon. And I have one other personal project that I'm going to start. I'm not revealing too much for that piece.
Okay.
I applied to a new position. I will find out if I get it by the beginning of March.
Mm-hmm.
Boyfriend is supposed to visit or be moving back the next time, or that time after that. Fingers crossed, it's next time. If you know anything about long distance relationships, they suck.
Yep.
They fucking suck. Jesus, I never saw myself getting into one, and then I met this pain in my ass. He's not a pain in the ass. He's a blessing. Let's be real.
That's why I'm glad I did it when I was younger. That way I got this shit out of my system. I'm like, yep, that's terrible. Never doing that again.
No, I feel like when you're older, it's a little bit better because you're more patient.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Depending on obviously everybody's different, but you gain more of a patience when you're older. So when it comes to long distance relationships, you're kind of we can wait. You know what I mean? Like when you're an adult, you grow a sense of time. And you realize that sometimes, things are not going to happen as soon as you think they are. And you think more realistically about your time frames and whatnot. And I think that's how it's been since we started dating. Nothing's guaranteed is kind of what we've understood, what we've realized. But fingers crossed by the end of April, beginning of May, he's back in town, moves back. That's happening. I'll be going to Detroit.
Nice.
I went last year for a service trip. I will not be going again this year for the service trip. I'll be going out of town actually the same time during that spring break for service trip. But this little mini vacation, not a mini trip to Detroit, is one day, that Saturday after spring break starts at work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll leave for out of town. It's really cool. We're going to see the Charles H. White African-American Museum, or History of African American Museum. We're going to Motown. We'll also go to dinner. I'm going to see if I can bring my niece there, because sometimes she be acting I don't know. Sometimes she be claiming she ain't black just because she light-skinned and Puerto Rican and Jamaican. I'll be like, girl, You're still black. Just because you got hazel eyes and you look like your daddy, all light skinned Puerto Rican. She looks way more Puerto Rican than Jamaican. But I'm like, in that sense, girl, you black. And you need to learn some more history about it. I'm not saying, like I said, I don't like to force a lot of people doing it. But
yeah.
But like, this is just a good opportunity. She's never been to Detroit, at least I don't think so. I think it'd be a really fun opportunity for Anthony to go. We'll have a bus, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. Glasses.
Cool. The spectacles.
Be getting some new glasses. Other than that, I'll be working hard on our next performance for my step club. We start prepping for our spring break performance. That'll be interesting. But yeah, nothing much. Some of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, some of everything. Look for it on Instagram. Maybe Instagram. I don't know. Facebook, Instagram, kind of on my shit list since they owned by the same company.
Yeah, go ahead. Shout out your tags one more time.
Instagram, Alexia.Kira, Alexia. Thank you, Train, very much.
I was about to say, I'm going to have you give your tags one more time.
Sure, you can. Yeah. Y'all can find me at Alexia.Kira. Alexia.Kira on Instagram. I have a Twitter, but like I don't really use it, but I low-key be throwing like some low blows kind of stuff on my Twitter sometimes. But my Twitter handler is at hold on. It is at BrokeGraduate15 BrokeGraduate15. Full name is there, obviously, but I mean, I'm sure if you just search that, you'll find me. I be posting a lot of stuff, political stuff on there.
All right.
Yeah.
I wanna thank you for being on the first, technically second episode of Shit Talking with JaCrispy. If you guys want to go ahead, follow, of course, our social media at YOKIDMOMMA on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Then my personal one is at JaCrispyDDS on Instagram. I forgot what my Twitter is. I'll put it somewhere.
See why I was like, nah.
It'll be somewhere. My Facebook, I'm sure, will probably be somewhere too. Thank you guys for listening. I don't know if this is gonna be a weekly thing or honestly, I have so many artist friends, I think this is gonna be a weekly thing. Yeah. Because I already got like 4 other people who said, yeah, I'm down.
Well, I'm down again to have like a mini update or whatever. So down.
Yeah, you got stories for days.
Oh, so Lord knows it.
We'll get back to you.
I'm 23, almost 24, and I got too many damn stories. Woo!
Same heart. Alright, y'all have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever day it is.
I'll tell y'all what I tell my students. Don't do nothing stupid. If you do it better than me, and don't get caught.
True. Don't get caught, kids.
Also have fun.
Ooh, and check out Lexi in the Valentine's Day Do's and Don'ts video.
Oh, man. Yes, check it out.
Please.